Hi YouTubers, a little bit about freebanding and maybe a couple of tips that might help you, cut through the mush and establish that contact that you're looking for. I think most importantly, when you're putting a call out, wherever you are, whether you be on 555 or wherever, if you're on sideband, make sure that you're on frequency. That's your first thing. Secondly, get your echo, turn it off. Any really long Roger bleeps, turn them off as well. I'm not saying you won't make your contact with them, but you'd be better off without, because there's a certain percentage of people that don't like it. They think it's best left on, the Muppets, if you like. Or, well, just to explain, the first block of 40 that got legalised in the UK got nicknamed the Muppets, because people on there were like Muppets. But they are. It's not about that. Get yourself on frequency with good audio. If your rig is like the one that you're looking at, which incidentally is a Superstar 360 FM, it's not got a frequency counter on it. Get yourself a frequency chart. Look them up online. You can easily download them. So if someone says QSY 27.535, you know where it is. You've only got to look at the chart. Bang, you're there. The more time you spend fannying around, the more liable you are to lose that contact. What's the other thing? I ain't going to sort of go into what antenna and all that. That's another thing. The other thing is radio manners. If someone's talking to someone and you're thinking, oh, I'd like to talk to him as well, rather than just sit there calling over the top, or calling the bloke, knowing full well he's talking to someone else in England who can't hear you, don't do that. Get your own contact, or wait until that contact is over. Once they've both sort of said, thanks for the contact, whatever, 73's, piss off, or whatever they're going to say, then get in there and hope that the other station hears you. Because calling over the top with people is no good. It'd be like barging in front of someone in a shop. In the real world you wouldn't do it. Don't do it on the radio, it's not good. I know a lot of people do, and it's a pain in the arse and all that, but two wrongs don't make a right. Be a bit better than that. Or try to, at least. Because I've been jumped on a few times, trust me. The other thing I just want to touch on quickly, there's a lot of chitter chatter on the forums about unlicensed people on 10 metres. Now, as a licensed amateur myself, I can see both sides. I've been a pirate down on CB, and now I'm licensed. But I ain't going to say, don't do that and don't do this. But what I will say is, I saw a thread on a forum the other day, and it was about this guy that called this Canadian fella on 10 metres. And just for those of you that ain't really sure what 10 metres is, 10 metres is this amateur band, and it's on 28 megs. In other words, if you're on channel 40 of what we call the Muppets, if you go any higher in frequency than that, you're into the 10 metre band. It's as simple as that. And to try and sort of keep this short as possible, the guy in Canada went back to this CB, asked for his call sign, and he was like, well, it's 26 Charlie Tango, whatever. I'm just using Charlie Tango as for example. And the Canadian basically said, oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to talk to you because you're not a radio amateur. And the bloke took offence to it and started throwing a bit of abuse, and then he went in the forums and was saying, oh, this guy wouldn't talk to me, tosser. Well, it's against your licence, your licensing rules. One of the rules is, if you're talking to someone, they've got to be another licensed amateur. Because if not, why have the amateur licence? The foundation licence is easy. If you're not worried about it, take the test, get on there, do it properly, Just don't be offended if someone won't talk to you because of your lack of what's the word? Not, you just not got the knowledge. You know, anybody who's anybody will know that an amateur can't talk to you unless you give them an amateur call sign. It's as simple as that. It ain't being snobby, it's just the way it is. You know, I couldn't talk to you because I could lose my licence. Easy as it was to get, I don't want to lose it. Simple as. So there you go, that's cleared up a bit. And to be fair, I think most people wouldn't do that anyway. I think the guy that I was just read about just didn't know any better. You know, people were trying to educate him, but he was like being his bonnet, you know. He was sort of sounding off. But they are. Anyway, I'm only showing you this rig because, you know, I don't want to see my face in all my videos. Like I said, this rig is a Superstar 360 FM. The SWR calibrate is now variable power, so this does nothing. MBANL, that works. High and low tone, that works. Channel 9, that works. Got no 10kc jump mod on it, which is weird. This is the band selector. Goes low low, and channel 1 low low is 26065, I think. So it goes low low, normal low, mids, highs, high highs, and then all the way around to the right is a legal Muppet board. And while it's in that position, your AM, FM, upper sideband, lower sideband, mode selector does nothing. It just goes instantly onto FM, irrespective of what mode you're on. And at the back of the rig is a heatsink. And I think this radio was modified when it was new. It's a lovely mod that's been done to it. It's a lovely rig. The old signal meter's a bit on the tight side, but there is a modification you can do. You have to change out a diode for a different type. I can't remember what it is. But there you go. This particular old girl is it's a Mark II. So basically, if you think of a Cobra 148 GTLDX Mark II, that's what board this is. They've just got different fronts on basically. And this particular one is a Corker. It's a lovely bit of kit. So there you are. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been of some help. And you know, let us know how you get on with your contacts and all that. I'm not saying just by listening to this little short video that you're gonna suddenly be talking to Australians and whatnot, but it just might help a little bit. Just getting insight into what you can do and what some people don't like. You know, bottom line is, I'm not a lover of echoes, but if I was on sideband one day and a guy from Australia called in and he had like a 25 tone Roger bleep and an echo, if I could hear him I'd still talk to him. But generally speaking, if everyone's doing it, it gets to be a bit like a kiddie's playground. There you go. That's my spin on things. And you know, I hope you've enjoyed sort of watching and listening to me chatting shit. Catch you later, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like my videos and all that. You know the score. Catch you later. Laters.